morning on the way to work, had a small scare. And the reason I say it's a small scare is because normally Garrett doesn't pound my door. But this morning, my brother Gareth, he was pounding my door, and my mom was kind of in pain. We found out yesterday from her therapist, massage therapist, and her doctor that the muscle and the bone, the muscle tissue and the bone are starting to fuse. And when I was taking my CNA classes, I heard of that condition where the bone tends to fuse when lack of exercise. But in my mom's case, she moves around a lot. Like there's never a time where I don't see her moving. And the only time that I don't see her moving is when like all of the house chores are done. Garrett's been stimulated to a point where he's mentally tired. But now I'm at a crossroads now at my job where if my mom's condition doesn't improve by the next 2 weeks, because the doctor gave her medicine and it's not working. Normally the medicine that my mom's doctor prescribes is always on point, it's always accurate, and it's not working. So I'm at a crossroads now where I have to decide whether me coming to this office every day, even though it's financially it's benefiting my family financially, but is the money worth it where I have to sacrifice my mom and taking care of my mom? Because my aunt, she can take care of Garrett, but my brother seldom listens to my aunt and mom. But when I'm there, he actually listens. So I don't know. Like I'm at a 50-50 because I can.
Guess who else is buying this stuff?
Because as it is, I'm already gonna get fired from my job anyways. But I don't want to give my bosses a reason to fire me. At the same time too, it's like I'm trying my best to keep up with their steps, but at the same time, the effect of this inheritance money that my dad has, the stress that it's doing to my mom on top of the finances that I'm trying to help her with, it's not helping. It's not helping the situation at all. So I might have to have a one-on-one session with Yano just privately. That's my boss's name, and he's a very wise man, and he always gives advice, and 9 out of 10 times, all the times that I messaged him, all the times that my mom messaged him, it's always on point. So now I have to sit down with him and ask what do I need to do, because his thing is I work part-time, and since he knows about I told him about my situation. He said it's better for you to do part-time than full-time. But while part-time just added like $200-300 to my current paycheck, which I work with my brother, I mean, it does help. It really does, but I'm already at a crossroads where I need to really seriously think about my mom's condition, because when I got the job, mom wasn't as healthy as she should be, meaning there was blood spotting coming out of her vagina. There was vaginal spotting, which generally, especially my mom, since she's menopausal, that's normal, but it's supposed to be liquid discharge, not viscous discharge. And according to her OBGYN, when I was sitting in, viscous discharge is a sign that her cervical and ovarian cancer is coming back. And she had that scare the week after last. So when I got about 5 more minutes to wrap this segment of the vlog up, but when the doctor, her OBGYN and our primary care physician gave her two antibiotics, the antibiotics worked and the vaginal spotting has stopped. It's not as frequent, it's stopped. So she's on her normal menstrual cycle flow, even though she is menopausal. How that works, I don't know. The female body is fucking confusing. But now there's new symptoms coming up, and her PCP says that it's caused by stress. So I don't know. Time to go to work. I gotta go to work. So what's good, everybody? So yeah, today was not a good day at work. Why, you may ask? Well, even though it was a slow day today, it felt as if something was going on. Today was one of those days where I had a very mild anxiety attack. And by mild anxiety attack, normally when you have somebody that has an anxiety attack, you see them cry. But for most people, it's different. And in my case, I get shaky, my chest gets tight, and I overthink a lot of things. So generally speaking, what I had to do this whole day was just slow the hell down and focus on my breathing. That's basically all I did today. Like, I felt literally like I was going zombie mode. I had to go into zombie mode because that's the only way that I could focus today. It was one of those things where, okay, so breaking it down for those of you who haven't had an anxiety trigger or anxiety attack, normally that comes from a lot of bad times in your life, and it's those scars that still haven't healed yet. Now, in my case, with my Asperger's syndrome and all of that, my anxiety attacks come far and few in between. Meaning, there are days will be like, I'd be good for 1 year where there's absolutely zero attacks and I'm okay with it. And then there will be like where it'll hit you like you just walk into a brick wall. And that's what happened today. Like, I started the intro of this vlog before I went to work, before I went into the office, and I felt kind of fine. But then as soon as I sat down at my desk, that's when it started to build. Like that pressure, that emotional pressure. So I felt it wasn't fair for the office to have dealt with that bullshit. So what I did was I wrote, oh, I'm not gonna claim half an hour, because it literally took me half an hour to gather myself. And normally for my anxiety attacks, I can just hyperfixate on doing a job well. This time I couldn't. So what I did was I made like I was bored, and I just rearranged some of the folders in the office. Like, my big boss said, hey, you were supposed to answer the phones. Were you rearranging the folders? I said, yes, I was. And I was doing that. At the same time too, I was making copies and finishing up my assignments. And normally when I talk it out, I don't want to waste my boss's time with my anxiety. So, as if it'd give him enough reason to fire me anyways. But today was one of the worst days of my life, literally, overall. And that feeling of anxiety is still there. Like, I honestly don't know what's triggering it. Like, I'm trying to think back, like, from this morning when I left the house to the beginning of the week. What the fuck happened to where I'm completely okay last week? Like, I'm normal last week, and then today, it's almost the fucking weekend, I'm having an anxiety attack. Like, that ain't fucking normal. But yeah. But right now, at the gas station, trying to cool down before I blow my ass up and hurt somebody. Yeah, gonna pick me up a pack of cigarettes, probably give me something to drink that's not caffeinated, because I think too it's also the caffeine intake that I'm taking as well. But normally, even with my anxiety attacks or the anxiety that I have, caffeine isn't really a problem. I don't know. Probably it could be the caffeine, and it also could be the fact that I'm barely sleeping. So could be that. I'm also gonna try something new. I have my I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have a jerry rig bolt-on monopod that's hooked to my headrest. I'm probably gonna try to use that to capture some B-roll footage of me driving, all of that good stuff. If I have the mount to it. Do I have the mount to it? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So probably gonna set that up. Probably gonna catch some B-roll in the shop. I'm gonna bring this with me, so that way I can immediately just swivel this off, disconnect it, and use it as a weapon if I need to. Joke. But yeah, definitely I'm gonna need a pack of cigarettes, like for real kind. And if you watch this video and you're offended by my smoking, I honestly don't give a shit, because my health is none of your concern. And honestly though, I wanna put a disclaimer for the kids out there. There's a lot of things that you guys can do to keep your mind focused away from cigarettes, and smoking is one of those habits that continue on even if you feel like you've quit it. Like, there will be times where if your will is not strong, like kind of like mine, you're gonna go back and you're gonna fall back into the habit. So for me personally, that's my problem. And if you guys have a problem with me smoking, oh well. But today, give me one pack of cigarettes. Probably gonna give me something for drink at this gas station over here, the Hele gas station. And yeah, catch you later. Stay away from the caffeine. I'll give me soda.
A few moments later, a few inches later, 2 hours later, 1 eternity later.
So it's been a few hours since I got home. Had another attack, but it wasn't as bad as before. But right now, I'm gonna give me another inning. I'm gonna give me another life water or vitamin water. Today I found a new favorite flavor. Normally I get the dragon water and the vitamin water X, but this lemonade is not that bad. And I really don't. I'm not much for lemonade. I like calamansi juice, but this actually is a little bit good. It's not that bad. Not a little bit good, but it's not that bad. So have to go through the garage. If I go through the front door, my brother has a sixth sense about him where I could be outside smoking a cigarette, he'll come out. Uncle's outside smoking, not smoking, playing card games. So I'll mute my cigarettes. But yeah, talking about anxiety, I mean, if you haven't had a anxiety attack, or oh sorry, I had a brutal close up. But if you haven't had an anxiety attack, if I can't do this one-handed, and is you thinking that it's just a phase, I can tell you with 100% certainty that that phase actually stays with you for majority of your life. And this fucking lighter does not want to cooperate. Come on. Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of distracted right now. Lighter in the middle of this messy car. I gotta clean up my car, by the way. Where the fuck did I put my stogie? Yeah, fuck. Let's bring this outside with me. Yeah. Having anxiety kind of sticks with you for the majority of your livelihood, even with medication and all of that. And I have a pet peeve where I learned that when you're setting up a camera, I'm gonna set this up, my tripod, my monopod up, and re-record. So, speaking towards the anxiety, like having an anxiety attack in the middle of work is one of the most debilitating things that you can have. And angle that up a little bit more. And not really having another outlet for it other than this plus the YouTube vlogs ain't really healthy. Like when these attacks happen, it's like everything you do doesn't sit well, and it feels like everything that's around you is just closing in as if people want to hurt you. And I haven't had a anxiety attack for some time. It's been 12 years actually since I had an anxiety attack, and in those 12 years I've learned how to identify it and manage it, to where it doesn't affect my daily life, it doesn't affect where I work. But today was on the milder scale, where it kind of did affect my work, where I couldn't multitask as good as I used to. And let's just face it, I'm not good at multitasking at all. But when you have these anxiety attacks, it's one of those things where no matter how much of a good support group you have at work, at home, or among your friends, it's something that you have to deal with yourself. And you could have the best team of friends, you could have the best support team, whether it be a medical professional or whatever, but the way that I conquered it 12 years ago, and it is an ongoing battle, it's not going to disappear just like that. One way that I found helps is to keep your mind busy. And one thing that affords me that ability is my autism, my Asperger's syndrome. And a lot of Asperger's syndrome, when they get to an anxiety attack peak, what their defense mechanism and what I found my defense mechanism was to hyperfixate on a task that I know that I can do proficiently enough, where I can calm myself down, focus on my breathing, and just go through the motions. It was just yesterday, I think today was the peak, but yesterday had a small attack that I could easily filter, but just today was one of the worst ones. It wasn't as bad as the one 12 years ago where I was in hysteria. I had to be actually physically restrained, not in handcuffs or whatever, but my friend, my mom, my late father, they had to come and bear hug me, to where I was forced to calm down. And it wasn't a fun thing. It's not a fun thing. And like I said before, if you think that it's just a phase or it's just a way to get attention, it's not that. Especially when you have a learning disability, or when you have suffered through so many things. And I'm not equating my own emotional struggles to people who suffer with PTSD, because PTSD is actually on the higher end of anxiety, where you actually feel there is an imminent danger. You've been in imminent danger before, where you had no control of it. Versus with this type of anxiety that I have, is I have control of it. And just today, it was one of those things where not even the pack of cigarettes that I had could calm me down. Like, I had to literally step outside for a few minutes outside my office, or the office that I work at, and I had to take a breather. And I had to write it down, saying that the reason why I took that time off is because of A, B, and C, and that A, B, and C was my anxiety. One thing that I also found that helps is remembering the keys of executive functioning. And for those of you who don't know what executive functioning is, it's a term used to help school-age students find their way, especially if you have a learning disability or if you have ADHD, ADD, Asperger's syndrome, and you're in an inclusion. And what I found works is that, how it works is that my therapist who studied executive functioning and who's teaching me this, it says that anxiety stops executive functioning. And what executive functioning is basically is a platform to where you're learning how to navigate your life. So he reminded me, since my therapist is a Christian, he says that remember the serenity prayer. Pray for things that you can't take control over, and pray for things that you can't control, because ultimately you have to relinquish that. And with people with anxiety, it's hard to relinquish that control, because we want to make sure that the area that we're having that anxiety attack is in control. And if any of that made sense, I hope it did, because right now, just venting it out, I find as the most helpful way of controlling my anxiety. But yeah, like right now, to be honest with you, what I'm focusing on now is the spicy ramen challenge, the level 1, 2, and 3 spicy ramen challenge. I'm gonna hit that all at once, plus the new flavor that I found at Pacific Supermarket that was in yesterday's vlog that I'm gonna edit for today's vlog. But yeah, that'll be probably the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. And if you ever have any anxiety, feel free to post it on this video, and post a comment on this video, and tag your friends, tag everybody, so that way, no matter where you are around the world, I won't, on my page specifically, I don't allow trolling comments, meaning the moment that I sense that there's a troll in the comments, I delete the comment right away. So my comment section for this video, I ask that you have supportive language, you use positive language and positive energy through your comments, so that way people who are reading the comments also can feel growth and feel safe. My page is more than just a page where I do eating, I do these reviews. I want my YouTube channel, as I evolve it, to not only be a platform where I make money, but I can help people. So yeah, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Kepamai, Charles Portal in Burmese. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Mabuhay in Tagalog. And if you like the video, like, comment, share the video. And yeah, hopefully everybody has a nice evening. This is the end of the vlog. Probably tomorrow I'll be working on my car over there, my Note E12 that I got from my late father. Probably putting some side skirts and a bumper lip kit, and then I gotta clean up my car, and then on the opposite end I have to clean up the overspray for my aunt's car. But yeah, hopefully everybody has a good night. Hopefully each and
tempo is their thing. You know, they're very explosive. I think the coordinator's done a great job. You know, they've got a lot of speed on the field. They spread the ball out.